Hey guys, and welcome to my channel. So today I wanted to share with you the update of my little Landon here. He is currently 6 months old, and I wanted to share an update with how he's doing because he did have a little bit of a rocky start, but he is happy and healthy and doing great, aren't you, buddy? Yeah. So a little backstory is he was born a month early, and he weighed a little over 5 pounds. He was not breathing when he was born because he was just a little stubborn. He needed some kind of medicine. I don't know what it's called, but basically his lungs were kind of tacky to where whenever he would breathe in, they would not inflate like they would normally need to, if that makes any sense. And actually a NICU ended up coming to a hospital where I was at and taking him in their little like baby ambulance over to their facility, and he stayed there for 3 days maybe. But the thing is, once he got to the NICU, he was breathing fine. They never did anything to him. They never gave him any medicine or anything like that. So he was just wanting to make a grand entrance, I think. But that being said, today he does have a little bit of a heart murmur, which we are seeing a doctor for. We don't know whether or not he will have surgery yet. It is still there. It should have technically healed up on its own by now if it was going to. So I kind of feel like he will end up having surgery, but we don't know for sure. He's very happy, as you can see, and very active. Right? Just as a mom, the worst fear, and I feel like the worst thing that could ever happen to you is to lose a child or to have health problems with your child. Because whenever he was first born, I had this fear that I wasn't going to get to take him home. You know, because the whole time he was this healthy baby, pregnancy was going great, which pregnancy did go very great. But whenever he was born, I never heard him cry. You know, he was born and they took him out of the room and I never heard a peep out of him. And you know, that made me feel like, is he okay? Will I get to take him home? Will he live? I mean, just all these thoughts was going through my head, and I was praying so hard while I was having my cesarean. I didn't care what happened to me. I just wanted my baby to be took care of. All them doctors could have left me on that table to care for him, and I wouldn't have cared. That is just a mother's love. And so, but I'm very grateful and very thankful and blessed. The Lord has given me a healthy little munchkin. Ain't that right? So, at 6 months, he is rolling front to back to front. He's trying to crawl, but we are not there yet. He has just started jumping like this. I would say this week. It's probably been about a week since he started that, right? He just started baby food 2 weeks ago, and actually today he starts getting a little bit of water in a sippy cup. Our doctor said that was good to go ahead and give him a little bit of water. And so yeah, for the first few months he had to have a little bit of extra formula in his bottle for good weight gain because he was so small. The first and second checkup, he wasn't even on the growth chart. And now I think he's at the 10th percentile for height and weight. So he is doing awesome. And he is a lot heavier than he looks. Right? Yeah. A lot heavier than I look. But his name is Landon. He is my second and last baby. Ain't that right? Say, I'm the baby. I'm the baby. He has a big brother that is 18 months older than him, and they both love each other. They really do, and it's so sweet to watch them interact with each other. And his brother will try and feed him and play with him, and if he starts to cry, he'll say, "You crying? You crying?" It's just so sweet to watch them. But one of the reasons why I think he ended up coming early was because whenever they did my cesarean, my uterus was paper thin. And actually, my doctor told me that if I would have been 2 minutes later, not 2 minutes, 2 hours later to that operating table, it's very likely that my uterus would have ruptured, which would have immediately killed the baby and could have killed me, depending on I guess internal blood loss or internal bleeding or whatever. So we are thankful every single day. I'm super thankful for all his tantrums, his screams, his cries, his laughs. I'm so thankful. So thankful. It's very easy to get frustrated as a mom if your child is just crying constantly. And I get so frustrated, but I'm so thankful that I hear him cry, you know, that I have that opportunity to hear him make noise and just be here with his family. See where he differs from his brother. His brother was almost 8 pounds. He was a little over 5. His brother has had no health problems, which Landon doesn't. He does have that heart murmur, which is extremely common in children, but he will most likely have surgery. I don't think that the heart murmur came from him being a preemie. Some babies just have heart murmurs and they don't know why. They don't know why they get them. They just do sometimes. And so we'll just take that battle when it gets here. If you're watching this video and you have children at home, don't think that if Landon is doing something that your child should be, because all children are different. They all grow at their own pace. There's children the same age as Landon and they're doing a lot more stuff that he's not doing yet. Some of them are sitting up on their own and Landon cannot do that yet. We're getting there, but that's okay because they all grow at their own pace and at their own rate. And just like hair, for instance, little man doesn't have much, and that's okay. Believe it or not, he has a lot more than his big brother had. His brother was like slick bald, and so yeah, ain't that right? Oh, don't spit on my shirt. The formula he's been getting has been Gerber Gentle. It's been working really, really well for him. I did not breastfeed for a couple different reasons. I tried to breastfeed with my first son and he starved. I could not create or produce enough milk to satisfy him. Granted, the second time around was a lot different. I did produce a lot more milk. I could have breastfed him, I do believe, but I didn't, because one of the obstacles that I tackled after having both of my kids was postpartum depression, and it is a depression unlike any other depression. I have dealt with a lot of anxiety and depression since I was a little girl, you know, just different things in life and just getting in my own head. I've been depressed, but no depression is like postpartum. And whenever you are going through that, breastfeeding makes it a lot harder. And I know you say, well, how could you be selfish to put that before feeding your kid? Well, let me tell you something. Formula-fed babies are just as healthy as breastfed babies. There's nothing wrong with formula if you want to use it. Don't feel guilty. Don't feel bad if you choose to formula feed. It's perfectly fine. It is fine. There is everything that they need in their formula. All the vitamins, all the nutrients, everything that they need is in there. Another reason why I didn't do it is because I do take a little bit of medicine for my panic attacks that I have and stuff. And I just didn't want to give him any milk that could have that in it. I didn't feel good about that, so we just went with the formula. It worked fine. Plus, I really didn't want to chance it because I didn't know if I was gonna make as much or make enough milk, because with my first one, I mean, I didn't make any at all, like none. It was wild. I didn't make any. So that was one reason why I just didn't try it. But back to little man here. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. Are you so happy? You tell him. Tell him what you think. Huh? Yeah. For the first, I would say 3 months of his life, he did cry a lot. But I knew it wasn't colic, but he was just super fussy. He did outgrow that. He's pretty happy most of the time now. And so he has been extremely, extremely difficult to train to sleep in his own bed. That has been probably one of the biggest challenges with him. Now with my first son, it was pretty simple. I just, would put him in his bassinet, and then it was a pack and play, and then his crib, and I would make it comfy in there and he would sleep fine. But Landon, it's like if he's not touching me, he's not happy. And you can ask anybody in my family, it's like if Landon cannot smell me, he just screams. It's pretty crazy, actually. I don't know. But he did go for a checkup right at a week ago. His gums are swelling, and so she said he'll probably have his first tooth in about a month. But yeah, I think that's about much of an update that I can give. Yeah, I'll do another one in maybe a couple months, and maybe I can have an update about his heart murmur, because he will be going to the doctor between now and then. And so yeah, we'll see how it goes, right, buddy? Oh, you gonna be shy? We're gonna be shy. But if you have any questions for me, or if you have any advice for me, I would love for you to leave that for me. I'm always up for friendly advice, because no mom is perfect. I fail daily, but it's just part of being a mom, It just comes with the territory, right? Hey. But anyway, I think that's pretty much it. I feel like I'm forgetting something, but yeah. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Tell them bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Yeah.